Hey, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy 32K, and welcome back to Press Play. And on this episode, we're gonna break down Spider-Man: Far From Home. Let's go. All right, guys, this movie's 2 hours long, so please get your popcorn ready. We open up the movie with the destroyed town in Mexico. I can't even read it, but hold on, let me check Google Translate. Maybe it'll tell us how it's pronounced.
Extenco, Mexico.
Extenco, Mexico. It's a beautiful little town. You should look into Airbnb in there. We see Nick Fury and Mary Hill arrive at this place, and they start looking around. And then out of nowhere, Jake Gyllenhaal's character falls from the sky with his opening line of, "Who are you? You don't want any part of this." And then fights a concrete monster. I don't know. Moving on. That's the opening scene to this movie, and then we get a tribute to Tony Stark. Whitney Houston with Whitney Houston's song "I Will Always Love You" playing in the background. If you didn't know, spoiler alert, Tony Stark died in Avengers Endgame along with Vision and the Black Widow. Yes, this is a tearjerker moment within the first couple minutes of the movie. But let's go back into it. Apparently, 5 years passed since Thanos snapped his fingers and two-stepped into the universe. And those who disappeared in what they call the blip came back the same way as they left. But those who stayed aged 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Why is that relevant? I don't know yet. But back to the movie. There is a science trip to Europe. Why? We don't know yet. But Peter talks about his plan to court MJ on this trip to Ned. Ned doesn't want Peter to follow through with this plan because he wants to enter Europe as eligible bachelors. But then MJ pops up and they leave with this awkward exchange, and then we move on to the next scene. Happy and Aunt May seem to have something going on when they meet up at the shelter, as Happy gives her their $500,000 donation check. Happy tells Peter that Nick Fury is trying to get a hold of him, and when Peter sees Nick Fury's phone call, he sends him straight to voicemail. Peter, my boy, my guy. Okay, if you want to send someone to voicemail, okay, or if you want to ghost them, you let that phone ring, okay, and then let it automatically get there. Because if you press the button, they're gonna know you saw it, and they're gonna know you sent them straight to voicemail, bro. They're gonna know that you're ghosting them. You don't want people to know you're ghosting them if you're ghosting them, my guy. You just let it happen. All right, let's go back to the movie. All right, so Peter feels the pressure towards being the next Tony Stark. Why? I don't know why. Why him? I don't know either. I mean, he's a 16-year-old kid. I mean, why not Bruce Banner? He's the Hulk. He's also a genius. He helped make Vision, right? And so I don't know why not the Hulk and why Peter. Anyway, let's go back to the movies. Fury keeps calling Peter, but he keeps ignoring him. Peter packs his bag for the trip, but decides to leave his spider suit because he doesn't want to play superhero on his trip. He just wants to be a normal kid and enjoy his normal trip. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I get that, Peter. I respect that. Let's go. We cut everyone onto the plane, and we meet this douchebag named Brad. Bro, you didn't blip, which means you aged 5 years. Okay? Which means you're 21 years old now, which means you're on a school trip with 16-year-olds. Okay? What are you doing here, my guy? What are you doing here? Back to the movie. Peter tries to sit next to MJ on this plane, which fails in an epic way. Okay? There's a montage of what happens on the plane, which, if you want to see the montage, you gotta go check out the movie. Okay, so let's go back into it. They arrive at their first stop, which is Venice, Italy. Okay, I wonder what's so scientific about Venice. Uh, are they gonna learn how the city seems to be above water, or what's their plumbing situation? I don't know. But back to the movie. Peter goes to talk to Ned, which apparently he enters the plane single, but leaves the plane in a relationship with Betty out of all people. Like,
What the f?
as Peter gets through customs, the Border Patrol officer opens his bag and sees that Aunt May packs Peter's Spidey suit in it with a banana. They take the banana. Moving on. They ride into the city on a boat, and everyone's taking lots of pictures, as they should. Okay? And your boy Flash, we got your boy Ned, and our teachers who loses his very expensive camera. Bro, get an iPhone like everyone else on the trip. Okay? Ridiculous. MJ, we taking pictures with MJ with some birds, with some pigeons. Don't they have pigeons or plenty of pigeons in New York City? Disrespect. Back to the movie. We cut to Peter, and he on the other hand is looking for this necklace he wants to give to MJ. Okay, it's unimportant right now, but it will be important towards the end of the movie. He meets up with MJ, who teaches him about the word bow, which upsets a flower vendor with the quickness. Okay, and if you don't know what bow means, all you have to do is ask nicely, and I'll tell you. I'll wait. Did you ask? Okay, okay. It means I don't know it, I don't care. Savage. Back to the movie. Jeez, guys, come on. After that cute little reconnect, we meet our second element, the water monster. But of course, we're in Venice, so duh. I wonder if it rains in Venice, and if it does, if it floods like crazy. That's a good question. Back to the movie. After Peter gets his friends to safety, he then tries to take on the water demon. And all I could think of is Peter, my guy. This is a water demon. You're not mythical. You don't have the powers of Doctor Strange. How are you gonna pull this off? You're Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Back to the movie. So this monster is breaking stuff, punching through stuff, and wrecking up shop, like literally. And Peter can't do a damn thing about it. And here comes the new guy on the block. And he starts fighting this water demon, and with a swift punch, the water demon punches the new guy back, and then decides to chase the poor guy through the city. Peter uses his webs to keep the city's buildings together, or keep this building from keeping the city from falling apart. And then he gets to this bell tower, and he tries to keep the bell tower together, but he fails epically. But luckily, the battle is over at this point, so let's move on. Everyone is in the hotel lobby, trying to figure out what's going on, while Peter is in the back on a payphone talking to his aunt. I don't know why. Maybe he lost his phone or something. Like, I don't even know how they even still have landlines at this day and age, but it is what it is. Back to the movie. Everyone is watching the news, and that's when Betty and Ned named the new guy Mysterio. While Peter and Ned walk into their room, Nick Fury is actually waiting for them, waiting for Peter actually, and at a dark spot of his moon, like in the side corner, and he shoots Ned right in the neck with a tranquilizer, and he puts Ned to sleep, like sleepy night night. Nick tells Peter how he leaves in the blip and comes back 5 years later, not knowing what is going on in the world. And one by one, Peter's people seem to pop in to Peter's room, wanting his attention. While Nick is trying to break down what is going on in the world with Peter, he decides to move their location because everybody keeps popping in. Let's go to the next scene. That's where we meet our man, Mysterio, aka Quentin Beck. Okay? Peter and Mysterio get to talking, and that's when we all get introduced to that idea of the multiverse. Okay? That's what you'll see in the next Doctor Strange movie. So look out for that. Moving on. Peter doesn't want to get involved. You know what I'm saying? Because of his plan. So Nick Fury hijacks his school trip. So at a rest stop, Peter meets a different SHIELD agent where he gets his new suit. Unfortunately, he doesn't lock the door behind him, and Brad walks in while Peter is getting undressed in front of this female SHIELD agent who's just waiting there staring at him the whole time. Brad takes a quick picture and runs away like a little punk that he is. And then while Peter's trying to chase him down, he tells Peter that, you know, he knows he likes MJ, but, you know, he also likes MJ. So he wants to show the picture to MJ so that she would like him, Brad, more than she would like Peter. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get with her in that way. Which, by the way, my guy, you are 21 years old. She is 16. Again, what are you doing on this high school trip? Back to the movie. And another thing, I don't blame the actors. This is Hollywood, okay? It's an incredibly hard industry to work in, all right? An actor never knows where and when his next gig is going to be. So I don't blame Brad, okay? Or the actor Brad. I blame the writers. But back to the movie. So Peter tried to tell Edith, which are the glasses that is able to hack into any device Peter wants her to get into, and also about 1,000,000 drones in space, which Nick Fury gave him that was a gift from Tony Stark, you know, Iron Man. Back to the movie. Peter wants to hack into Brad's phone to delete the picture that Brad took of him with that other SHIELD agent, okay? Before he could show MJ, but accidentally sends a drone to kill Brad. Whoopsie. He then distracts everyone on the bus, right? And jumps out of the top of the bus, the roof of the bus, and to destroy this drone, which was trying to kill Brad, and then tries again, you know, to do it the right way. By the way, Peter smacks Flash so hard that he puts him to sleep because Flash took his glasses that he needs to use. Back to the movie. They make it to Prague for the city's annual City of Lights Carnival, which, by the way, looks freaking epic, people. I hope to one day go there and check it out because that looks incredible. But back to the movie. They enter this beautiful hotel, courtesy of Nick Fury, right? But they don't know that. Peter is having some self-doubt about his ability to fight this fire monster, and all he really wants to do is just enjoy the school trip that he had, you know what I'm saying, with his friends. And Fury pretty much reinforces this doubt that he has because he doesn't believe Peter is ready for all this type of responsibility. But remember, folks, with great power comes great responsibility. Back to the movie, guys. Come on! All right, Mysterio tries to tell Peter some encouraging words, not only to cheer him up, but also gain some trust. You know what I'm saying? Peter wants to protect his class by keeping them inside during the city's event and also during this battle that he's about to have. So he was able to get them tickets to the opera. I mean, bro, listen, look at this party. I mean, no way I'm going to the opera. No, thank you. I mean, look at this, bro. Look at this party. Ain't nobody here. Okay. Look at it. Nobody's in the opera. Okay. Why are we here, sir? For 4 hours. This opera is 4 hours? No, I am not. I will not be staying in this opera. I'm going to party. I don't give a damn if a monster's outside. I'm going to that party. Back to the movie. All right, so Peter bolts from the opera, and MJ, Ned, and Betty actually also follow suit. And out of the fountain comes the fire monster. Mysterio and Peter try to fight it while at the same time it's getting bigger and bigger, absorbing metal. Ned and Betty end up getting trapped on this Ferris wheel and calls Peter uh, the night monkey because they didn't know it was him. Well, Betty didn't know it was him. And he's wearing all black, which is so damn funny because that is all Ned could think of at the same at the moment. He didn't think Betty was gonna act like, oh, why he look like, oh, he acts like Spider-Man or whatever. He's the Spider Monkey. Call him the Night Monkey. Okay. Ah, so back to the movie. The fire monster tries to absorb the Ferris wheel, but Mysterio holds him back, and Peter tries to web sling onto the Ferris wheel, but catches something that was in camouflage, like invisible, and he rips it off. He rips something off of it and tries to proceed to try to save his friends again, after that first attempt. All right. Which, by the way, the flying object that flew off when he was trying to, yank the thing off, flew past MJ and she notices it, right? And grabs it. Back to the movie. The fire monster continues to get bigger and bigger. And with one last desperate attempt, one last Hail Mary, Mysterio gathers up all his power inside of him. And what he does is he flies into the fire monster and explodes inside of him. And yet, he survives, right? Sus, bro. Very sus. So the battle's over. All right. All our heroes win. Okay. And Mysterio takes Peter for a beer for a job well done, of course. Obviously, Peter gets a juice box or a soda. Come on, people. He's only 16. Let's go back to the movie. They chit chat for a bit, and Mysterio reverse psychologies Peter into giving him either the glasses that Tony Stark gave him, as a gift, and he does, right? And just like that, we get into the bad guy's master plan, and we see what's really behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Which is we have all of Tony Stark's ex-employees who have a gripe with him working together to create Mysterio as this new superhero or make Mysterio the new Iron Man. Okay, so Peter returns to the hotel to meet with his friends just to find out that the trip is over and they're all going back home. Peter and MJ don't want the trip to be over, so they decide to sneak out of their hotel room and just walk around Prague. Which, by the way, is very, very poor chaperoning. I mean, like, how are these kids able to just always escape? I don't get it. Like, there's monsters among us, and these kids are just able to dip off whenever they want to. Back to the movie. Peter tries to get MJ this gift, and she out of nowhere says she knows that Peter's Spider-Man. He denies it multiple times until MJ drops this device from what looks like a piece of the drone that she picked up from earlier. After she drops it, it projected out an image which scares the crap out of both the kids. And that's when Peter starts to put all the pieces together and tells MJ the truth that he is Spider-Man so that they could rush back to the hotel and Peter could run back to Berlin to tell Fury. That's because that's where Fury is. Well, that's what Fury told Peter he was going to be. Back at this rehearsal for the next elemental attack, realizes as he's like moving his hand that something's wrong because he could just tell. And when he finds out that one of the drone projectors is broken, he then has to break down why it's a big deal to one of the henchmen whose job it is to take care of the drones. He locates the missing piece and finds out Peter already has it and now has to kill Peter to hide the evidence. Peter wants to tell Fury about what's going on, but doesn't want Mysterio to know by hacking his phone, you know, because that's what Edith can do, you know. So he gets on the train to Berlin, where Fury picks him up when he gets there. Like, how does Fury know he's there as soon as he arrives? I don't know, but it's Nick Fury, right? So why not? All right, so Fury drives him to a SHIELD building, and they go into a room where Peter tells him everything he knows. And during his explanation, he senses Mysterio is near, and then the fight between Mysterio and Spider-Man begins. If you've never seen this fight, I suggest you watch it because the visual effects are epic. Matter of fact, okay, I'll show you.
Who else did you tell about this? Parker? Parker!
What's wrong?
It's Beck. He's here.
What? Hill?
No, it's just an Fury!
Wow, Peter. Wow. I thought we were close. Fury always had to die, but not you.
Stop hiding, Beck!
I tried to help you walk away. Now you're making me do this. You told me you were just a kid. You told me you wanted to run after that girl.
Help me!
MJ!
Peter, what's going on?
I know this isn't real.
Do you though?
MJ! MJ!
I don't think you know what's real, Peter. You need to wake up! I mean, look at yourself. You are just a scared little kid in a sweatsuit. I created Mysterio to give the world someone to believe in. I control the truth. Mysterio is the truth. If you were good enough, maybe Tony would still be alive. Deep down, you know I'm right. You made your choice, and all you had to do was step aside. And now, you have to.
Fury!
Next people are trying to find everyone who could expose him. Who'd you tell? I know you told someone, so just tell me,
Okay.
who did you tell? Who else did you tell?
Just Ned and MJ from my class, and maybe Ned told his girlfriend Betty, but that's it. What?
You are so dumb.
What?
I mean, smart as a whip. Just a...
Sucker. So now all your friends have to die.
It's easy to fool people when they're already fooling themselves.
But for what it's worth, Peter, I really am sorry.
Somehow Peter survives this train hit, okay? I mean, survives it within an inch of his life. I mean, look at your boy. He passes out on the train and wakes up in a jail. Remember how we was in Berlin, right? Yeah. Now we're in the Netherlands, okay? Bro, that is 6.5 hours driving, okay? Or 7 hours on the train, okay? Our boy was on the train. He was gone for 7 hours, okay? Knocked out. So Peter escapes from the jail, and out of everyone in the world he could call, he decides to call Happy, which is a good choice, Peter. Happy picks up Peter in a jet and gives him some words of encouragement right before they fly out to London to save Peter's friends. Peter starts to build his new suit with Back in Black by Led Zeppelin playing in the background, which is the same song that was in the first, Iron Man movies, and pretty much in every Iron Man movie when he building his suit, when Tony Stark is building his suit. Peter makes it to London, and finally, while Brad is talking, one of Peter's science teachers says what we've all been thinking this whole time. There is nothing scientific about this European trip. The facts, my guy. Now shut up, Brad. How you gonna take pictures of people in the bathroom, you freak? Moving on. One of Mysterio's henchmen picks up the group as Mysterio sets his plan into motion, knowing where the kids are and also knowing where Fury is. The city starts to get destroyed, and there's just chaos happening all over the place. This monster looks crazy, okay? And one of the teachers points out that all these elements are joined together like the Power Rangers. You mean like Voltron? I'm sorry. You mean like Voltron? That go back and forth. Anyway, Peter arrives in London, and his plan is to get inside the illusion tech in order to destroy it. So his plan is to get above the clouds, right, and drop down like the Peregrine Falcon to deliver that famous Falcon punch. Peter gets rid of the hologram, and Beth just gives up on it and just targets Peter. There are missiles and bullets flying all over the place. I hope Peter made this suit bulletproof because...
You know, it's a good thing you're not a big fat guy, or this would be really difficult.
Happy tries to get the group into a vault after the plane blew up, but also tries to throw a shield at one of the killer drones, which fails in an epic way. Peter tries to destroy all these drones, but there are like 1,000 of them. The mission seems impossible at this point in my eyes, as Peter destroys some of them and then gets knocked down and gets knocked out into the water. So Peter realizes this, like what I just said, and he decides to just avoid all the drones and just go straight to the source to go straight after Mysterio, aka Beck. And he gets close enough to land a clean punch, right? After getting knocked back into what Mysterio tries to use is his illusions, one more time. But Peter uses his Spidey senses to get past them. Mysterio accidentally shoots himself while trying to get Peter. And with his last trick, he tries to make Peter think that he's down and on the ground when really he is on Peter's right. Okay, with a gun like close to his head. Peter catches it, right? And right as soon as Beck like pulls the trigger and just misses, like, you know what I'm saying, just misses. And Peter is able to get his glasses back and send the drones back to him. You know what I'm saying, where they came from. Beck tells Peter the reason why he did it all by saying people will believe anything. Peter meets MJ on the bridge where they share a hug, and MJ tells Peter that Happy gave her the necklace Peter wanted to give her, but it's broken. He becomes all apologetic and tries to tell MJ his whole plan and everything like that. And as he's talking, MJ gives him a kiss. They make it back to the Newark airport, which is where I'm from. And Peter asks if anyone noticed all his disappearances. MJ says no, but she noticed when he was gone. Betty and Ned break up, and Flash's mom didn't show up to pick him up. Peter confronts Aunt May and Happy and asks them if they are dating. Aunt May says no, and Happy says yes at the same time. So at this point, it's time to get out of Dodge and let them figure that out for themselves. Peter picks up MJ and swings through the city, and that's it. That's the end of the movie. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment down below. Tell me what you think of it. If you liked it, dislike, thumbs up, thumbs down. Give me a little emoji. That's all I'm asking for. Who's your favorite superhero? How about that? You could leave that in the comments down below. Stay tuned for the next episode. Please like, comment, subscribe down below to catch more of these videos. And until next time, guys, be safe. Peace.